The Larry Henderson Act, a bill sponsored by Ohio Senator Bernie Moreno that would increase the mandatory minimum penalties for those convicted of assaulting federal officers. Henderson was killed in the line of duty on May 2nd while directing traffic for UC graduation. In a statement to WCPO 9 News, Senator Moreno said, "Enough is enough. Anyone who assaults one of our men or women in blue needs to face severe consequences, period. Deputy Larry Henderson should be alive today, and that's why I'm introducing legislation in his honor to protect our law enforcement officers." WCPO 9 News obtained a copy of the bill. That's less than 3 pages. This proposed legislation looks at changing the mandatory minimum sentence to 20 years instead of a maximum of 20 years for those convicted of assaulting federal officers where their injuries cause bodily harm or bodily injury.
What that means, that's not necessarily clear.
I spoke with former U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of Ohio, David DeVillers, who worked for 19 years as a federal prosecutor.
We did see that, particularly, after the George Floyd incidents and the ongoing, both protests and riots that took place after that. We saw police specifically targeted. We saw individuals in Cincinnati, Dayton, and Columbus, that is, officers that were attacked.
While it appears Senator Moreno's bill applies only to federal law enforcement, DeVillers said it could apply to state, county, and local officers if they're working alongside U.S. Marshals, the FBI, DEA, or other federal task forces. Henderson was also a longtime officer on a federal task force. But as far as the current language and the penalties in the bill passing through Congress, DeVillers said this.
I think this is just a invitation to let's talk about making this a better law.
Brett Pagansky, WCPO 9 News.